gives them an amazing 5, and they're strong all the way through about 6 or 7. Maybe a week or so ago, I talked with Crater coach Justin Loftus about coming down to Woodbridge and what that meant for his group. He would have loved to have seen the full Newbury Park team because he wants to see what his guys are capable of, and the fact that the Youngs are not here, takes away a little bit of the chance to see how you measure up, right? And Crater seems to be, this is going to be the best, the deepest team that Coach Loftus has had. One of the best coaches in Oregon over the last couple of decades. Has produced a lot of great individuals. Sometimes his teams have fallen off after like 4, and they've just missed NXN once or twice. And I think that Coach Loftus cares far more about the state meet actually when versus the national meets, but this is a big opportunity for Crater to see what it can do on a big stage. And these guys are out and they're flying, and there's Salman, and I caught a glimpse of Gorze briefly, but Salman going straight to the front. Well, there's 3 guys there's 3 Crater guys right up with him in the white, orange C on the white top there, and Gorze is right behind Salman. This should be a fun race, and it's going to be fast. So is it going to be 13:38 fast like Leo Young ran last year? Maybe. I think it is, actually. If Carson Necker runs 13:49, I think a few of these guys are faster than him, and that could push it down to low 13:40s, maybe even to the 13:30s. Here comes that top group, and Aaron Salman. Now, he's been in this setting before. It wasn't exactly the same, even park. It looks a lot the same, honestly, when you see it on the screen. It's a lot of flagging, a lot of cones, a lot of synthetic field turf, and there's Chris Cadillo from Clovis also putting himself out front. He expects to have a good showing here, and will do everything that he can to win. He's the California 1600 meters champion for spring. Another guy who could be shooting for sub 4. Wouldn't be too outlandish to think that Cadillo is going for sub 4 next spring. Perhaps Gorze too, and maybe Salman as well. All those guys have run fast miles. Now, what Newbury Park did last year, though, in this meet was iconic. I mean, it really showed everybody, wow, look what these 2 sets of brothers can do. And it really set the whole cross-country scene buzzing across the country, and those guys did not disappoint. And did not disappoint. They were rock stars from that day forward, and again will be again when they all get back together, when the young brothers join Salmon and the rest of the group. We expect to see them at Clovis, really chasing their own records. Salmon, Gorze, Henniger, Cadillo, Top South Lake. I see the Woodlands. Tostenson is right behind. There's Parra from Milliken. And the mile is 4:36. So comparing that to what we've already seen in the rated race when Necker went out in 4:23, they're already behind that. But it's Jason Parra from Milliken, Gorze, Salmon, Logan Cantu of South Lake Carroll, Tyson Echohawk of Orem, Austin Westfall of Orem, Tostenson from Crater, Cadillo, all those guys right together, 4:36 at the mile. Now Gorze maybe trying to throw a move in here just past the mile. That guy has no lack of ambition. Gorze, whether it's he'll run every race from January until August or just run hard the whole time in a race. There's no patience with him. Sometimes he just goes for it almost all the time. And Gorze really is out. I think Gorze more than anything wanted to break 14 minutes in the 5,000 meters last spring, and he ran 14 flat. And I think it might have been part of his motivation to go to U.S. U20 champs and then go to Columbia, because he kept wanting to break that 14-minute barrier. And of course, those situations didn't really allow for that. But I'm sure he had a great experience wearing the United States uniform for the first time in that U20 final, racing the Kenyans and Ethiopians. And even in that race, really wasn't afraid to put his nose into it, run as hard as he could for as long as he could. Gorze still out in the lead. That's Tyson Echohawk of Orem, Utah, behind him in second. And Oregon had a good boys last spring in track in the distance rate events, like 10 or 12 deep, guys that could run like 8:24 or 8:20 or faster in the 3,000, which is the distance that Oregon runs. And yet even back this year, Wes Shipsey from Central Catholic, Jacob Nenow from Jesuit, and Gorze figured to be maybe like the top three guys, all really relevant nationally as well. It's past 8 minutes. Be Be sure to follow all the results, the photos from Anna Martinez of West Coast XC, and the interviews and stories from Eric Boll and his crew that should be coming up onto the Dystat homepage late tonight and tomorrow. All the information, all the feedback, what they had to say, the stories, and how everything shook out will be on the Dysat homepage as soon as we can get it there. Gorze still pressing out front, and boy, he's actually put a gap on this field. Good opening season run for Tyrone Gorze from Crater. Gorze went through 2 miles in 9:04.6. Carson Necker went through there in 8:58. But Necker fell apart a little bit in the 3rd mile, ran out of gas a little bit, and we'll see, maybe Gorze will actually make up that time and run the fastest time of the day. Tracking back just for a moment, the girls sweepstakes team results are up. Buchanan of California, number 2 Buchanan wins points. South Lake Carroll came in ranked 15th, and they take 2nd with 107 points. Number 5 Cuthbertson, 3rd at 129. Sarah Catholic was 4th with 175. Flower Mound was 5th with 178. And Arapahoe of California takes 6th at 220 with 220 points. Mountain View, Utah 7th, and Newbury Park was 8th. Back to the boys sweepstakes race, and this is Tyrone Gorze of Crater. Past 11 minutes now. He's only got about 2.5 minutes to run. He's got to be wondering, what are my teammates doing behind me, and can the Comets of Central Point pull this out? He looks like he's in good shape right now for the 1 point. Gorze turning it on here in the late stages of this race. Looks like nobody's going to catch Tyrone Gorze. And he appears to be, he wants. It looks like he might do that. Not far to go now for Tyrone Gorze of Crater. Great start to his senior season after representing the United States in Cali, Colombia in early August. The World U20 Championships. Okay. He's got about 45 seconds to go. Tyrone Gorze will hit the last turn right about 13:23. He should be just about the same. Maybe he's going to run faster than Leo did last year. Maybe not quite. He's a few seconds away from that. Leo Young ran 13:38. Gorze crosses the line in 13:41. 13:43. Well, okay, done it again. 13:42.7, and he wins it by 7 seconds over Tyson Echohawk from Orem, Utah. Liam Henniger of Mountain View was third. Those guys, Echohawk and Henniger, boy, they've had some great races, several of them already in Utah. Jason Parra fourth from Milliken. Crater's number 2, Josiah Tostinson, the sophomore, is fifth in 13:57. Billy Issa from West Rand sixth. Aaron Salmon 14:02. So Salmon not quite as fast as he ran last year. 20 seconds slower than last year for 7th place. Newbury Park's Aaron Salmon. So he lost spots in the last mile. Working our way down here. It's a surprising result. Kind of expected a little more out of Aaron Stallman. We expected a little more out of Christopher Cadillo. Cadillo dropped 11 spots in the last mile and finishes 16th with Clovis. The Crater goes 1-5 in the overall standings. And then there's a gap back to number 3, back into the 50s. 4 guys, fourth guy is 61, 7th, 5th guy is at 75th overall. And Sean Garnick, it looks like he dropped 16 spots late. So we'll see how this team finish shakes out. But your winner was Tyrone Gorze, 13:42.7. Comparable to the times run by the Newbury Park guys last year on a different course. Again, we think this course is generally faster than last year, which speaks to the incredible performance of Newbury Park last year when Leo Young ran 13:38.1. But 6 runners tonight under 14 minutes for 3 miles at Great Park in Irvine, California. And looking at the team standings, they're being tabulated right now. It appears that Herriman might have won. Herriman right now with big advantages at 3 and 4 over Crater. Looks like they beat Crater. Again, I don't want to say that the team score because those are still under review and still being tabulated, but both teams have all 7 in. And it looks like Herriman pulled it out. Crater second, South Lake Carroll third, Granada from Livermore, California fourth. Now, not official, but they look like they are separated by enough points that those spots might hold. But it would appear that Herriman, again, Utah teams having the advantage of really being midway into their season. Herriman, Utah, coached by Doug Souls. Congratulations to him. Boy, how many times now has he won, whether it's boys or girls, sweepstakes races at the Woodbridge Cross Country Classic. Now doing it with a new team, Herriman, Utah. Great result for him as he takes this new program and has really pushed it to the top of Utah cross country, and we'll find out in about 5 or 6 weeks how that looks at the Utah State Championships. The Crater goes 1-3 in the team scoring and will take second. Tyrone Gorze again wins it in 13:42.7. Tyson Echohawk from Orem, Utah, 13:49.2. Jason Parra of Milliken, third in 13:56. And Josiah Tostenson goes by Tosti around the team, 13:57. One of the best sophomores in the country. Billy Issa from West Ranch held on actually moved up a couple spots and got 5th. And Aaron Salmon from Newbury Park, 6th in 14:01.